Many people approach mindfulness as a search for a permanent fortress, a state where they can flatten their emotions to escape stress, anxiety, and pain. In reality, spiritual practice is often far more turbulent. At a remote mountain temple, 4 disciples spend their days wrestling with heavy human burdens. One carries a deep grief, another faces a hollow loneliness, while another struggles with persistent anger, and the last with desire. Then there is the 5th disciple, Yeonwoo. As the world storms around him, he remains a perfectly static, unblinking statue, never showing sadness, anger, or even a flicker of craving. The other disciples look at his undisturbed face and project their own desires onto his stillness, envying his lack of visible struggle. This stillness is often a deceptive mask. Mistaking emotional numbness for inner peace represents a significant, unseen obstacle to genuine development. One evening, the master calls Yeonwoo into his quarters and asks a single question. How long has it been since you actually wept? The question pulls Yeonwoo back to a childhood he had buried, the slow loss of his sister to illness, and the subsequent collapse of his parents into grief and alcohol. To survive his shattered home, a 15-year-old Yeonwoo vowed to freeze his heart, permanently dissociating from pain to avoid breaking along with his family. Yeonwoo was emotionally frozen. His lack of visible struggle served as a defense mechanism, masking a severe dissociation from his own history. The master leads Yeonwoo to a still, winter-chilled lake, where the frozen environment reflects the disciple's own internal state. A thrown stone shatters the reflection. Breaking this smooth surface of visible behavior forces attention downward. Yeonwoo spent his life staring only at this calm exterior, ignoring the jagged, decaying trauma beneath. True awareness requires unflinching observation of these painful depths. Ignoring the darker parts of the psyche creates a fragile, artificial peace that only succeeds in isolating the individual from reality. Next, the master points to a violently split, blackened tree trunk, struck by lightning but already pushing out vivid, neon green new buds. Letting go of attachment is distinct from the erasure of human emotion. The blackened bark stands as evidence of a life actually lived. A scar is a fundamental component of existence. This realization breaks the dam. Standing in the pouring rain, 15 years of trapped, agonizing memories release all at once. Yeonwoo finally begins to weep. The master simply stands nearby, holding an umbrella, to provide a safe, silent container while Yeonwoo processes the trauma. Spiritual awakening begins by fully and bravely submitting to pain. At sunset, the master gathers the 5 disciples and lights a sequence of 5 candles. He passes the flame from one to the next. In this visualization, we see the energy moving across sequential nodes. It doesn't vanish, it simply transfers and expands. The original flame did not disappear into nothingness. Its energy changed form and connected all 5 candles. Human suffering and emotion operate on this same principle. They are not isolated events, but energies that move, transfer, and connect us to the larger world. This dynamic is the core of Yeonwoo, or dependent origination. The disciples' struggles, loss, loneliness, anger, desire, and trauma emerge from the same flowing cosmic energy. Yeonwoo describes the absolute weaving of an individual's personal sadness into the universe's collective sadness. By finally feeling his own agony, Yeonwoo discovers his link to the suffering and joy of everyone else. Emotional fortresses only serve to isolate us. True enlightenment is the understanding that to feel a wound entirely is the only way to truly breathe with the universe.